It was perhaps one person's experience that then became distorted over time, corrupted perhaps intentionally or unintentionally, but most of humanity has clung at one time or another. Once you truly accept yourself as a creator being, it becomes so much easier to live on your world and to make sense of all of it. So we say to all of you that if you don't like something about reality, use it. When you are not thriving and soaring in life, it is always you that is the reason. You cannot blame a dark cabal at this point in your evolution of consciousness. You simply must take responsibility. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott, and today we're reading some really amazing channelings from the Arcturian Council. This set of channelings covers a variety of issues, including you're more powerful beings than you think, what Jesus, Yeshua, said to you all, an Arcturian promise, and human misinformation. This programming must be shaken, conspiracy theories, cabals, and keys to the kingdom, how to discover your magic, make all your problems melt away, and so much more. The Arcturian Council is a group of higher dimensional beings. They claim to come from the 9th dimension in a 12-dimension model. They offer wisdom and knowledge about ascension and reality creation. I have really enjoyed reading these channelings, and they continue to blow my mind the more that I read. And I love to read them to you and share this knowledge. Discover your magic, the Arcturian Council. You are more powerful beings than you think. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have been more and more encouraged with every passing day that we witness on your earth, as we see how many individuals are letting go of dogmatic teachings, of having their own experience of reality. It is true that there are some universal truths, and it is also true that many individuals, groups, and texts have made an attempt take all of those universal truths and fit them into a series of dogmatic teachings that the followers of those teachings then have to scramble to try to live up to. This is not really what you are there to do. You are there to have a personal experience and grow from it. And for so many of you, a big part of your personal experience has been to adhere to dogmatic thinking so that you could later on recognize that the truth you were clinging to was not the be-all and end-all of existence. It was perhaps one person's experience that then became distorted over time, corrupted perhaps intentionally or unintentionally, but most of humanity has clung at one time or another to something that existed outside of themselves. And now, in this time of great awakening, you are meant to look within for the truth of the moment that you are experiencing. And that truth may be different from what someone else is experiencing in the same moment. And that, believe it or not, is okay. If Source only wanted one perspective on reality, then there would be only one being in the universe. Instead, there are so many beings having so many different types of experiences and making so many different conclusions about reality based on those experiences. And we want to tell you that even those personal conclusions can be swept away once they are no longer serving you. You are not there to adhere to your own set of dogmatic beliefs and truths either. A lot of it just takes you out of the moment or makes you trust a prior experience over what is right in front of you. And that wasn't Source's intention for creating all of this either. You're all meant to have your own personal experiences and to create a better version of reality based on those experiences. Once you truly accept yourself as a creator being, it becomes so much easier to live on your world and to make sense of all of it. So we say to all of you that if you don't like something about reality, use it. Use that information to create something new. Rather than trying to create a new religion to keep that thing from ever happening, you are much more powerful than any of those rules and any of these texts, and you are certainly more powerful than any belief, whether it's held by you or someone else. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. What Jesus, Yeshua, said to you all. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are moving forward in our existence with a clarity, a certainty about who we are, what we are doing, and where we are going. It is a remarkable feeling, and one that we wish we could simply impart upon you. Instead, we will do our best to convince you that you are no different from us. Even though you have those physical bodies, you have a physical birth, and in most lifetimes, you have a physical death, you are more like your non-physical friends than you think. You are Source, just like us. You are ascending, and so are we. You are expanding, becoming more of who you really are, and that's what we are doing. Now, what complicates things for you there on Earth is the idea that you should be doing something. And what also complicates life on Earth is that you have to do certain things in order to survive. You also want to do certain things that you cannot do. Not right away, not when you decide in that moment that you decide you want to do it. And in those ways, our experiences are different, of course. But you can always ask yourselves the questions. Who do I want to be in this moment? How do I want to feel? And how can I use this to expand and ascend with more clarity, with more certainty, and with more joy? That is what this period in your lives is all about right now. It is about expansion, ascension, and making your journey joyous. It doesn't have to be a straight path. It doesn't have to be a faster path to ascension. Enjoy all the steps along the way, and you will get the most out of them. And you won't have to repeat any of the steps that you would rather not be taking. The whole point of all of you incarnating in a place that can be so challenging is to rise up and become more of who you really are to meet those challenges. You have to be where you are, but also know that you are so much more at the same time, and that is tricky. But when you do actually figure out how to do it, it is a wonderful experience of merging the two realms. You are also there to merge the physical and the non-physical, to be like the one called Jesus Christ, to embody the Christ consciousness. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You are all gods. These are things that Yeshua said, and they are the most important messages you could take from that one's life. Because when you know that, then of course you will want to do unto others as you have them do unto you. Of course you will want to love your neighbor. You won't have to force yourself to do those things because you won't see your neighbor as anything less than Source. Again, we are not so different. It is just easier where we are to know who we are and to see you all as Source energy beings as well. But don't worry, you will get there. And when you do, this ride you are on will be one of joy, freedom, excitement, and unconditional love. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. An Arcturian promise and human misinformation. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are bringing more light and love through to all of you there on Earth in every moment of every day. Every opportunity that comes before us, we seize upon because we know how important it is for you all to be receiving that which is coming to you from a higher dimensional plane. We are now competing with your many, many sources of entertainment, information, and infotainment. We are aware that there is so much out there that you can tune yourselves into for knowledge and for spiritual guidance, but also for versions of reality. Everyone who is telling you that something is going on behind the scenes and in the dark shadows is giving you a version of a reality. They are not giving you a version of the one true reality, because there is no such thing. There are so many different realities out there, and some are in your collective past, while some are in your collective future. Others are not even from this universe. You all must decide which reality you want to be harmonizing with, rather than which one has the most people believing in it. You are not there to go along with the crowd. You are there to create new realities and harmonize with them. Every single teacher that you come into contact with really should state as a disclaimer that they are only giving you one version of one reality, because that is the truth. You don't all have to believe in the same thing, because you don't all have to experience the same thing. In fact, That would be rather boring for your souls and for Source. Variety is important, and everyone has free will. Everyone gets to decide which reality they want to be moving towards, and you even get to decide which reality you experience right now because you have the power of focus. You can choose to tune into so many different things in every now moment, and they are all valid. They are all right there in front of you. So you might want to ask yourself, why is the one aspect of my reality right now getting my attention? Why is this where I am putting my focus? Is it because I habitually do so, or is there some other reason that I need to uncover? Choose, and then choose again. Choose consciously, and let your feelings tell you whether you actually want to be focusing on something, whether you actually want to be moving in that direction, because people will lie to you. It happens all the time. But your feelings will not lie to you, not ever. Follow your feelings. That is some very good advice we have just given you there. And we, of course, are always looking for ways to help you by getting you to change your perspective. In addition to what we are really doing while Daniel here channels us, we are sending out the light and love of the Arcturian star system through the energy he is transmitting right now. And it won't stop when he stops. We will continue to reach all of you who open yourself up to us. And we will help just as your guides do to nudge you towards the realities that you are going to love experiencing. That is our promise to you. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. This programming must be shaken. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are continuously amazed and blown away by humanity as we witness all of you there on planet Earth, and we see how hard you all work towards achieving your goals in life. It is as if nothing is worth having unless there is a story that goes along with it, and that story must include your struggle and the paying of dues. That has been your programming for quite some time. Most of you have absorbed it at one time or another in your lives. You sometimes have felt the need to point out to others that nothing just came to you on a silver platter, that you had it hard too, and we understand why this is. We understand that you have nepotism, and you have children with trust funds, and you have all sorts of circumstances that would make a hard-working person look down upon someone who hasn't had to lift a finger in order to get what they want for their entire lives. This is a program that you have to shake right now as you become conscious and deliberate creators who are capable of instant manifestation. Now you want to amaze us and everyone else with how little you have to do in order to live the life of your dreams, in order to have it all. One way you can start the process is to stop talking about all the times in your life when you had to pay your dues, when you had to struggle, scrape, scratch, and claw your way to something better in your life. And start emphasizing the times when things just fell into your lap, when everything lined up for you, and when you were just in the right place at the right time. Those of you who are awake understand there are no accidents and no coincidences. You understand that you have to be in vibrational alignment with anything and everything that comes your way. You could work very, very hard, and because you believe in hard work, that could pay off for you someday down the line, or you could work very, very hard and have nothing to show for it because you continued to run a program that told you that you are oppressed, that you are a victim. Now is the time to shed that whole idea of victimhood. Now is the time to start feeling more empowered, to start remembering who you really are and putting what you know into practice. And when you can teach others, then you can become masters over the physical realm. That makes it much easier for you to dedicate your time to your spirituality. Once all of your physical needs are met, you do tend to seek out something more, something that will satisfy and fulfill you. And you don't have to suffer and struggle to attain a higher level of consciousness. In fact, doing the opposite is what we recommend. Let go, surrender, and allow everything to flow to you and through you so you can be an example to others of what is possible right now there on planet Earth. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Conspiracy theories, cabals, and keys to the kingdom. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are an extension of what you are, just as you are an extension of what we are. And while that statement can make a human being feel all warm and fuzzy inside, it also forces you to conclude that each and every human being is also an extension of you, and you are an extension of them. And that can be troubling for those who want to separate, those who want to draw a line in the sand, have a very hard time accepting that everyone and everything outside of them is also inside of them, is also a part of them, that is being projected on the outside for the purpose of getting the individual to love that fallen aspect of self. What is fallen can always be uplifted. What is lost can always be found. And what seems like the impossible is always possible. You just need to change the way you look at the world in order to change everything. And you can start that process by changing the way you look at yourselves and everyone else who is in your life. What you fear, what you hate, and what you judge sticks to you like glue. And what you love expands. What you love gives you more of an opportunity to know yourself. It gives you the opportunity to soar, to find new aspects of self, to manifest and to live in joy. Therefore, you are being called at this time to focus on what you love instead of trying to defeat what you fear or what you hate. And when you truly understand that all judgment is judgment of the self, then you won't want to do it anymore. You are all there healing together, and you are there to forgive one another. You will find that letting go of the burden of resentment will free you up in so many ways. When you are not thriving and soaring in life, it is always you that is the reason. You cannot blame a dark cabal at this point in your evolution of consciousness. You simply must take responsibility for what you are creating in order to move beyond it. You all have the ability to be so much more. But first you have to acknowledge who you have been and who you are choosing to be in the moment. It is only then that you will be able to see what needs forgiving within yourself. Working from the inside out is the way to create the biggest changes in your lives. And it is the way to change the world. You can go about it the hard way. You can go around gathering signatures for a petition or to try to get something on a ballot to be voted upon. Or you can create a website where all you do is point out what is wrong with the world and who the true evildoers are. Or you can make it a lot easier on yourselves and just look within. There's so much for you to feel, so much for you to remember, and so much more for you to become. And we just want you to take the most direct route, because everything will always lead you back to yourselves, because you are everything, and everything is you. And we also always want to empower you, which is why we do not focus our attention on those who do evil on your world. We do not offer you conspiracy theories that are very entertaining for your minds, but that deplete your energy and lower your vibration. We are here to offer you the keys to the kingdom. And then we let you decide which route you want to take. We are as interested as you all are in you taking the fastest route to you becoming your higher selves in this lifetime. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. How to discover your magic. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have been watching and waiting for just the right opportunity to deliver you the following transmission. And we know that now is the perfect time because of how well you are all handling the solstice energies. We want so much for you to acknowledge who you really are that we encourage all of you to make proclamations to this universe about your intentions moving forward in this lifetime. And we want you to expect to see something almost immediately in response to that proclamation. It is time that you all demonstrated to yourselves once and for all that you, without a doubt, are this universe. You are not in the universe. The universe is an extension of who and what you are. And therefore, you don't have to wait for the universe to tell you what to do or to decide when the timing is right for something. It is time for you to start speaking and acting as if the universe were an extension of you, as if it were a projection of your consciousness outward. You are the totality of this universe and more. And that means you just don't have a say in what happens in your reality and in what you create. You are having the experience of yourself as everything around you. Everything and everyone is a part of you and wants you to feel that connection, wants you to know the truth of who they are and what they are to you. But you need this to be more than just a platitude, a refrigerator magnet, or a bumper sticker. You need to start owning that you are the universe and the universe is you. Start by making statements and taking actions that reflect to you these truths we speak of. Everything is magic. Everything is responding to your every thought, your every word, and your every action, because everything is a projection of it. And we are using the word everything as a synonym for the word universe. We know that you have had moments of understanding this, and perhaps even putting it to the test in your lives, but you have never been where you are right now in your spiritual development, and therefore you have never been this universe exactly as it is until this very moment, where you are hearing what you need to hear in order to be more of who and what you really are. You can be a universe of peace, of trust, of love, and of connection, or you can be a universe of fear, resentment, mistrust, and hate. You can be a universe that integrates, or a universe that continues to explore the idea of separation. And again, the choice is yours. We know that if you have stumbled upon this transmission, you are going to choose the loving, peaceful universe that is filled with joy, that is all-inclusive, and that wants to explore itself even more as you continue your expansion, your evolution, and your ascension. Go forth and be who you really are in word, thought, and action. Be in alignment in all three and discover just how magical you really are. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Make all of your problems melt away. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are very interested in the way a human being becomes enlightened there on Earth. We are interested in the process that must take place in order for this to happen. Many of you have heard of the idea of the death of the ego, the dark night of the soul, so to speak. Others who have had addictions recognize the power of hitting rock bottom. And many awakenings have occurred from the pit of despair, but it doesn't have to go that way. You don't have to expect for your life to head in a downward spiral in order for you to attain enlightenment. And we are hoping that you choose to simply have the sound practices that you know it takes in order to open up to higher frequency energies and to let yourselves be transformed by them. In other words, if you have a daily meditation practice, and if you are willing to look within at yourself to determine what it is that you need to change, and your enlightenment can be a gradual upward spiral that does not include any semblance of a pit of despair. Now, which path you take is very much determined before you are born into your physical body, and we can recognize that. Different souls want to have different experiences and take different journeys, but all your journeys are ultimately leading back to Source. And the sooner you recognize that, the sooner you amplify your desires to be more Source energy-like. You all have the ability to sit every day and feel for what is infinite and eternal within you. And when you do, you get closer to our definition of enlightenment. Our definition of enlightenment is that moment when you realize that the light has always been within you, and it is Source. It is unconditional love that drives your physical vehicle, that creates realities, and you feel when you are operating as your best and highest self. Therefore, we recommend that you do go within at least once a day and feel for that infinite and eternal love that is the truth of who you are and the truth of what Source is. And if you do that, all the other problems that you have in your life will melt away. Part of the reason they will melt away is that you will stop thinking about them so much. And another part is that you will align with your creator beinghood. You will start to create your reality with love rather than anger, fear, or sadness. And that's when things really start to change all around you. But more importantly, the change starts within you. And you can enjoy this life so much more when you realize that you are more than just a player and actor within it. You are the creator of it. You are creating it for your own benefit. You are creating it so that you can experience more of who you really are. And when you are enlightened, you see others as they really are. And that's exciting because that's when the fun on earth can really start. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. How to avoid a future of doom and gloom. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are always putting forth our theories about what will happen next for you all there on planet Earth when we connect with other councils, collectives, and federations from all across the galaxy and universe. We don't know what you are going to do with your free will, neither does anyone else. And if they tell you they know, they are seeking to control you. Anyone who understands the way this universe works knows that you get to create your experience of the present, the future, and even the past, especially when you are awake. That is why we find it so troubling to see so many awakened souls tuning in to a particular teacher to be told what will happen next. We would much rather see all those individuals coming together and deciding not on the specifics of what will happen next for humankind, but on the feeling, on the vibration of the timeline you all want to be on together. And that way, you wouldn't have people arguing over which scenario is best. And even when humans can agree on a best case scenario, you then tend to think you have to agree on how to get it. And that causes a lot of discord, a lot of unnecessary arguing and fighting. If instead, you could come together and say, we want to experience a joyous, peaceful timeline, and you could all focus on those vibrations, you could get there. You could be surprised by what you experienced. But it would always be something good, something wanted, something that perhaps went beyond what you could even imagine with your limited mind. Now we know that getting together with all other awakened souls and making that decision is a tall order, and we know that for some of you, finding any spiritually awake people to create with has proven to be nearly impossible. Those of you who can find a few like-minded souls to co-create with, please do get together with them and talk about what the ideal timeline for humanity would feel like. Those of you who cannot find anyone to connect with and harmonize with, we suggest that you just do it on your own. Demonstrate to yourself how powerful you are as an individual. It is so important not to give any more of your power away, even to those individuals who seem as though they want what you want. Nobody there on earth knows everything, and as we have just admitted to you, we don't know everything. We couldn't possibly, because you get to create in this moment, and the next something that is unexpected. You get to choose, and we get to help you no matter what you choose. We would never judge you for choosing something other than what we suggest. We just want you to be happy and empowered, and we want you to know that you are ascending. We would also very much like to see you extending yourselves out to others to offer them this opportunity to take their power back from the doom and gloom scenarios that are being given to them. You can and will rise above any level of consciousness that is there on earth at this time. You don't have to worry about what anyone else's agenda is because they do not create your reality. You do. And you are far more effective at creating your reality than you have a powerful number of you gathered with that same goal of uplifting the consciousness of humanity and taking everyone on a joyous journey to the fifth dimension. That is what you are all there to do. And you all get to choose how you want to do it. You are choosing all the time, and that is as it should be. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Little miracles all around you. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have enjoyed the process of getting to know humanity on a more intimate level than we could before. So many of you started receiving our transmissions. It is one thing to observe you from a distance, and it is quite another to have you receiving our messages, responding to them, and connecting to us directly in the ways you all do. We are fascinated by the potential that is within humanity that is yet to be tapped, because we will have the unique pleasure of watching all of you discover that potential and then benefit from it in a very big way. We are excited to see what humanity will do next, as we do not know the future, as there are many potential timelines in front of you. And we do have the knowing that you will continue to make choices that will lead to your spiritual evolution, which is, of course, the ultimate goal there on earth. We are impressed by your ability to handle the unique challenges that you create for yourselves. We know that many humans rely upon their minds and their actions most of the time, but we are continually encouraged by those of you who are letting go of those two typical responses to problems. And instead, we notice that there are many of you going within, letting go, surrendering, and letting the solutions come to you. We also see more and more of you changing your perspective on what is a problem in your life. You will always continue to create challenges because you are given opportunities for growth, and the ways that you will address these situations and scenarios in your life will continue to evolve with you. We have seen so many humans metaphorically banging their heads against a wall, only to stop, feel the relief, and then let it in what it is that they have been asking for. You all know what we're talking about, because if we are teaching you, then you have done this from time to time in your lives. You've been willing to let go of the most common ways of addressing a challenging situation, and you've been able to let in some of the magic that exists all around you. You are the creators of your reality, but you are all co-creating with beings like us who can help you in ways you cannot imagine. And so letting go and letting in has never been a better tactic for facing what is coming up for you in your life. We want to applaud those of you who are shifting your approach, and we want to invite you to share your stories with others so they can see how little miracles are happening all around them all day, every day, when they let go of control and let in the powerful universal forces that are always there to assist. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Who's lying and who's telling the truth? Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are exceptional at using discernment to feel something out, and we know that it is thorough practice that we got to this level of proficiency. We come in contact with so many beings and collectives throughout the universe, and we can immediately feel into the level of sincerity that is within the communication, the interaction. This is a muscle that you want to start exercising more frequently. Instead of immediately sending a link to someone else and asking that person what they think, realize that you have the answer inside of you right then and there. And if you're willing to feel into the vibration of what you have been presented and the presenter, you will be so much better off in all of your dealings with other humans and with extraterrestrials. The day is coming, of course, when you'll be open books to one another. You will all be able to read each other's energy fields, and you will all be telepathic. But you are not there yet. And you need your discernment now more than ever, because there are always multiple perspectives on what is going on there on Earth. There are always multiple perspectives on every single issue that faces humanity, and some people can be very persuasive with their words, with their rhetoric, and sometimes the more confident a person seems in what they are saying, the more people they get to agree with them. Ultimately, you want to have your connection to higher wisdom, to higher dimensional beings, to downloads that are meant specifically for you. But in the meantime, you are where you are, and you do rely somewhat heavily on information. This has been called the information age. There are those who think they are telling you the truth but are not. And then there are those who know they are not telling you the truth and are very good at convincing people that it is the truth. And then there is the truth that all truths are true from a certain perspective. All realities are real. So the question then becomes, are you using your discernment to determine which reality you are in, or are you using it to determine which reality you want to be in? Ultimately, you want to be very deliberate about choosing the reality you want to be in. So if someone presents you with a version of reality that seems a lot better than the one you have been experiencing, then we suggest you gravitate towards that vibration and what that person is telling you. So you see, using your discernment is step one. And step two is always choosing which reality you want to make real. You want to make true in your experience and for the greatest and highest good of all. When you have that as your goal, as your desire, and when you know that you can create those realities that are better for everyone, then you can move beyond trying to figure out whether someone is true or not, and you can start making the reality you want to experience the one true reality. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. This particular set of channelings is quite inspirational and foundational to what we have learned from the Arcturian Council. They address repeatedly that it is easy for us to find doom and gloom, that there are evil cabals out there that we are hearing about, especially in the spiritual community. And that cannot be your focus. They do not have power over you. You are the powerful one. The emphasis here is for you to truly grasp the concept that you are the universe, that you are every aspect of it, and what you're witnessing out there is just an aspect of yourself. And the point they make is to move beyond this becoming a cliche, a little statement that you put on a t-shirt or a magnet on your refrigerator. You are the universe. You begin to look at everything around you as an expression of yourself. This changes everything. We have programming that we have continuously been given. This programming tells us how to live our lives. And it's okay for us to shake this programming up, to move beyond it. There is a focus on misinformation and truth in these channelings, particularly in relation to reality creation. And the key emphasis here is that all realities exist. And it's not about what is true or not. It's about what you choose to create. And if you're hearing about a conspiracy or a reality that is frightening or terrible, it gives you fear, you lose hope, then you don't have to focus on that, because you are a creator being. And that is another reality that you simply do not have to choose. There are multiple realities happening. This may be happening in an entirely different timeline. You want to choose on what resonates with you the most and begin to create your reality. There is an emphasis here given that when we co-create, that it's even more powerful. And the focus isn't specific details to what we're creating. It's a vibrational alignment. If we can vibrationally align with peace, together as a group, coming together and aligning with peace, aligning our energies with peace. We don't have to be super specific about it. We can all have our own realities that we're creating, but within that, we are aligning with a vibration of peace. We can change the entire planet, and we can do that right now. This very moment is key. We have the ability to do this right now. We are changing our reality on a constant basis. It is a part of our existence here on earth, is to learn how we create a reality so that we can choose to create a reality that is great. Moving beyond resentment and fear, something they mention repeatedly, as things that can lead us away from that desired timeline that we deserve to live. You are more powerful than you think. You are so much more powerful than you can imagine. A brief reference is made to Jesus Christ here, explaining that his message was that you are all God's. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Another emphasis of the power that you have. And that's the magic. Everything is magic is the exact words of the Arcturian Council. And you have to come to the realization that everything is magic. You need to start owning that you are the universe and the universe is you. And start making statements and taking actions that reflect to you these truths that the Arcturians are speaking of. Everything is magic. Everything is responding to your every thought, your every word, your every action, because everything is a projection of it. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com, and welcome to The Reality Revolution.